Boys, welcome to yet another mindset video. It is, let me check the time right now. It's 3:50 in the morning. So, I don't know. I probably shouldn't be recording this right now, but I'm trying to upload some ads and it's taking a minute for them to upload. So I thought, why not record one of these? Because this is a topic that has been on my mind for a while, and it is the topic of uncomfortability. Now, for me, personally, how this has applied in my life, it's very, very weird because fundamentally, I feel like growing up, I had a very comfortable life. Oh my God. There's another fucking train, bro. Okay, I'm going backwards. It's funny, last time I recorded one of these videos, there was also a train. So hopefully the audio is not too scuffed. But for me, growing up, I've generally had a pretty comfortable life. I live in the suburbs, you know what I mean? I'm not in the absolute trenches or anything. I had a life planned out in front of me. How they have, let's say a business I could technically inherit or kind of take over. My mom, my dad, they're well off, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the position that they put me in, and I feel like it's different because a lot of people make it seem that you have to be in the trench, you have to come from the dirt, from the gutter, and if you aren't fighting for rent, you'll never be anything, you'll never amount to anything because you don't have that hunger, that sense of desperation. And although I do agree to some degree, because when you're in that position, you kind of have to make some shit work, but then what do you do if you're middle class? You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people are in that middle class position where their parents are doing pretty well for themselves. They have a house, they have food, they have everything, they have school, they have college paid for, or they have the ability to pay for college, and all this shit. And it's okay, well then what do I do? It's almost like you feel like an outcast, or that's kind of how I felt. I'm not in a position where I have to do anything, so what makes me stand out to all these other people? And it's almost like you have to put yourself in these uncomfortable positions intentionally. Now, how do you do that? That's something I'm still learning till now. It's not something I can necessarily teach you, but what I can give you is perspective and how I did it up until now. So for me, starting out, I think one of the main things I did was kind of just branching out on my own and following some kind of large ass aspiration. Now, this was done well before online business. I think growing up, when I was a kid, I remember making the YouTube videos and shit. Kids at school thought I was weird. Some could think I thought I was cool, but whatever. I was doing Minecraft YouTube videos and all this shit. And I don't know. I did that for a bit, and I dreamed of becoming a YouTuber and all this shit. Kind of that kid dream where everybody wants to be a YouTuber. You probably had the same shit. But I remember doing that. And then, I just fell out, and I was whatever, okay. And then later on, I fell in love with just video games as a whole, and not necessarily for the video game itself, but just the act of progressing, the act of being better than everybody else and getting recognition for being better than everybody else. Because let me tell you, when you're the highest rank in League of Legends, bro, you go up to some fucking Asian girl, you already bagged her, bro. Just tell her you're a challenger, you're in there. You know what I'm saying? It was like that. So if you can get that sense of that was a pretty fucking retarded analogy, but the point still stands. If you can get to, let's say, challengers top 300, if any of you guys know League, challengers top 300 in the entire region, and if North America is, let's say, 10 million players as an example, I don't know exactly how many players, but it's a lot of millions, 10 million players, and you're top 300, that is I don't even know what 0.000 percentile that is, but it's a very small percentage of people. And striving to hit that goal, you kind of have to steer yourself away from everything. You know what I mean? And at that time, I was pretty comfortable. I was enjoying what I was doing. I loved what I did. But eventually, I kind of fell out of love with that. And for me, at that point, I was low-key questioning, yo, what do I even do from here? I don't know what I want. I don't know what path to take. I don't want to do school. And I honestly just didn't know what the fuck to do. You know what I mean? it's almost like I had like no path in front of me to follow. You know what I mean? Like here I'm walking and, you know, it's pretty obvious you just walk straight. That's a pathway that's lit up. This is where I felt like I was facing, you know? Like I just a fucking big ass hill. You can't fucking see shit. Like I didn't know what to do. And I think that's when I got into the gym. Now, the gym was incredibly uncomfortable for me at the time. I fucking hated that shit. And I think this is where it all started. Like, genuinely, it all started because of the gym. I got into the gym, and I just got in because my friend said I wouldn't stick with it, because in the past, I never stuck with it. And then eventually, I was like, yo, fuck it, let me just stick with one thing for once. I get in the gym, I was like, yo, fuck it, I'll just stick for a week. Because my boys thought I was going to quit after 2 days. So I stick for a week. And then I was like, yo, it's actually not bad. I stick for another week just for the fuck of it. 2 weeks in, I'm in love with this shit. 2 weeks in, I'm starting to see some gains. I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to feel stronger. You know, I'm hitting new weights, and I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. And I get fucking obsessed with that shit. And it got to a point where like that initial uncomfortability, I like thugged it through for a little bit, and now it's to the point where like I have to go to the gym. Like if I don't go to the gym, like I start tweaking. Like literally right now, like today I wasn't able to go to the gym because I was just working on all this shit. And I kind of like fucked up my timings and shit, whatever. But like I low-key feel off because I didn't go today. And you know, maybe I'll just count it as a rest day because I haven't rested in like a week. So it's not that bad. But still, like it just built a habit off of that shit. But that initial uncomfortability, if I didn't go through that, I would have never, you know, became the type of person that goes to the gym or found a kind of like an like a release, you know. And I was borderline psychopath with that shit. Like I would go to the gym like it's 3:50 right now. I would probably be at the gym right now, you know. In uni time, bro, I would leave my dorm at 12 and 12 at night and like midnight. I'd come back at 4 a.m. and instead of busing to the gym, I'm telling you, I'm like fucking mentally ill. Instead of taking the bus to the gym, I would walk an hour to the gym, work out for 2 hours, and walk an hour back. Like on some like actual psychopath shit. I'd walk through the rain. I'd walk through fucking any weather. It didn't matter. I would just run that shit. And that all stemmed from that initial uncomfortability. And the reason why I'm using this as an example is because I think that's generally where it stemmed from it all. Like that uncomfortability of going to the gym initially brought me such a good feeling and such a good thing into my life that I expanded off of that. I started eating clean. I started, you know, going to the gym like religiously almost, you know, and even eating clean like for such a long period of time. Oh my God. I remember in my dorm room, one time I ate a plate full of egg whites, 1,000 grams of egg whites, so a kilogram of egg whites. If you guys don't know how much that is, it's a lot of fucking egg whites. And I had no bread, nothing. So I'm just eating a plate of egg whites. And wallahi, I'm not joking, I was crying. I was literally crying, like tears coming out my eyes because of how ass it tastes. Oh my God, that's some fucking trench meals, bro. But like that's like to the extent I was going with that shit. Like I can't explain that to anybody. It got to a point I didn't eat any sugar, nothing for so long. Like I had 1 single teaspoon of Nutella, maybe even half a teaspoon of Nutella, and I put that on one, like not even like a full piece of bread, like a half, like a thin slice of bread. I put like a 1 teaspoon. A tear went down my eye because of how good it tasted. I was like that sugar deprived. I took it that far. Like I still remember it to this day. It tasted so good. And I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking insane. But again, I would have never experienced like that level of bliss if I didn't go through like that delayed gratification of that uncomfortable, like that level of uncomfortability. And also that level of like, I guess, obsession that ties into it. And it's like the same thing. I know I've been yapping about this like for quite a bit. My speaking's a little off because I'm a little tired, but the reason why I'm mentioning all this is because it translates straight to online business. Like as soon as I brought this shit to online business, I don't know, I just got fucking obsessed with this shit. Like it is crazy. Like if anybody knows me in person, like few people, but like bro, it was like a different level of obsession. Like I'm just saying no to everything. I'm not going out for like 6 months straight. I'm waking up 5 a.m. No TikTok, no Instagram, no fucking anything. Zero fucking dopamine at all. And I'm just straight working, reading books, fucking meditating, cold showers, all this shit. And don't get me wrong, I don't do that shit now. I don't recommend doing that forever. For a certain period of time, it's probably good, but like that, like, and don't get me wrong, like, a lot of times I did not want to be waking up at 5 a.m. I did not want to be going to train fucking Muay Thai and go to the gym every single day, go to Muay Thai training. You know how fucking gay it is to train, like go and actually fight and spar some fucking years at like 5:30 in the morning. Like, it is not fun. It's not fun at all. But it's like something you just kind of have to do, and that level of uncomfortability is kind of what let me have a strong enough level of focus. And even now, like, I crave that level of focus sometimes, but I also know the price it takes to get to that level of focus, and that's kind of what I'm trying to tap into. You know, put myself in uncomfortable positions, which ultimately leads me back to that point of like progression and like focus and just dedication, obsession, because that is what's going to give you that fulfillment. That's what's going to give you that progress. And like it's kind of like thinking in the long term and not the short term, because I know what it feels like to try and avoid all these things, or try and put yourself in comfortable positions, or say no to the things that you inherently want to do in the moment, especially if it's a lot of things stacked up and you don't have like a innate level of trust built with yourself to say no to all these things. It is very, very difficult, and it's like a downward spiral almost. But the more you put yourself in uncomfortable situations, the more like little wins you stack up, it becomes easier and easier and easier and easier. And then it gets to a point where like, if you are comfortable, you start tweaking. You're like, holy shit, nah, I can't fucking do this shit. And some can say it's unhealthy, some can say it's healthy, whatever. But what I do know is that's going to make you a lot of fucking money, and it's going to make you progress 20 times faster than you probably are now. And maybe some of you guys are in this position now. You know, this is something I'm trying to tap back into. I'm trying to forcefully put myself in uncomfortable situations like me right now. Moving to Dubai, like, I don't know why I feel a way about it, but like I would lie if I said I didn't. But I do think that's like a lot of people I feel like would get hyped for that shit. And don't get me wrong, I am excited, but I'm like a little nervous about it at the same time. Maybe not nervous, but like, I don't know, like it's not comfortable to me, you know? Or even getting a place out in Dubai. Like, I'm trying to figure out like a good spot to stay, and I don't know, I might end up spending more than I originally thought just for a better spot, because I feel like if I end up spending more money, then I'm going to put myself in a more uncomfortable position where I have to make more money and I have to work to pay off the spot that I'm getting, or like whatever lifestyle I upgrade to. So that's kind of what I mean. And the more in your life that you can put yourself in these uncomfortable positions, like, I don't know how else to explain it to you aside from you will actively see in real time. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but like in a week's time, a month's time, however long it takes, you will see the fruits of your labor. You will see a drastic difference in your thought process and your results and your inputs and everything that ties into your life. Like literally everything. So if you take one thing from this video, because I know it's kind of just been me yapping about, I don't know, my overall perspective, but that was the whole goal of this video. So I don't think it's entirely bad. But if you take one thing away from this video, is like, purposefully put yourself in uncomfortable positions. If something scares you, fucking do it. It's a lot easier said than done, and I understand that. But like, looking back, like, quick summary, business summary. If I never watched a fucking YouTube video on sales and decided to drop $4,000 on a course when I didn't even have $4,000 in my bank account, I had $400. If I didn't do that shit, I would have never made initial money. I would have never grinded out sales. I would have never met the people that I met that helped me get into other opportunities. You know, if I didn't drop my sales income, I was making $10K a month, $10,000 a month, and I decided to let all that go. I decided to let all that go, run off $25K in savings, and go on to Ecom when I just bought a course on Ecom after watching another single YouTube video. Spent another $2,500 on an e-commerce course, bought that. I went all into that. If I didn't do that, I would not be in the position I am now. And I went all in. Everybody said I was retarded. Everybody said my decision was stupid and that it might not work, and like blah, blah, blah. You can be more safe with it. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit. I go all into it, and eventually it paid off. And that's why I am where I am now, because I made a decision that other people would deem too uncomfortable to make. And I give myself credit for that. Same way, I continue to make uncomfortable decisions, or decisions that I inherently don't want to make, whether it's personal life, whether it's business. And every single time it puts me in a spot where I get super stressed out, might put me in a worse spot in the present moment, mentally, physically, whatever it is. But in a couple weeks, couple months, even a couple of years, it will pay off, and it all stems off of making a comfortable decision. So I will leave you guys with that today. I'm gonna go launch these ads, and hopefully we'll get through this last bit of the boot camp and get you guys to making some good money. So I'll see you in the next one, bruv.